Hi, and welcome to episode 7 of the Aussie Tech Crypto Show, a show about cryptocurrency from an Australian viewpoint. I'm your host, Jason Oakley, and this is my co-host, Will Tomkinson. Hey, Will.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Good. How's things going over there? You didn't get flooded out or drowned or anything?
Well, not
working on it.
Yeah, it was the rivers peaked at just under the minor flood level, and there was a lot of road closures and stuff. So any more rain would have been a problem.
Canberra got something deluge as well.
Oh, the whole east coast between sort of Cairns and probably Sydney copped it. It was nuts.
Not us.
You're not on the east coast.
We got.
You're in the east. You're not on the coast.
Yeah, I'm only like 20 minutes drive from the coast, but
that's right. Yeah, no, I don't know. It was weird. Yeah, it kind of stopped. It went up south, like from south. It came up to halfway up New South Wales, then sort of skipped to the Queensland border, then went up.
Yeah, my co-worker on the Central Coast, his backyard was flooded, and he had to clean out all his drains. And then we had some light rain for a couple of days. That was it. I only just finished mowing my lawn again. Damn it.
Well, I know Casino, which is sort of Northern Rivers, New South Wales, they got 100 mil in 24 hours, and then they got 140 mil in 4 hours.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
You guys got like 50 something, didn't you?
We got, I think in like a 40-minute period, we got, 50 or 60 mil, but we got like 100 for the day.
Yep.
It was the wind that was... Part of the issue was the wind was like uprooting trees and they were falling into rivers and stuff, so that wasn't helping.
Oh, okay.
It was like...
You have to get some water wing for your little fella, just in case.
He loves it. He loves it. Couldn't keep him out of it.
Each week we hope to bring you interesting information about the crypto world and what it's all about from a newbie perspective. Today we talk about Nano Twitch, Blockbid, Bitmain, Enjin, and Proof of Stake. So there's
at least two of those have got to be superheroes, right?
Blockbid and Bitmain to the rescue. Nano Twitch.
Yes. He's not reliable.
Crypto news, Nano Twitch. That's one you're going to read?
Yeah, nanotwitch.ch. It's new third party.
It's very pretty. I'll open a lot just like a flower.
It's a third-party service. Allows streamers to begin accepting Nano, which was formerly known as Roblox, to donations on their streams. Okay, so if you don't know why, I suppose should start. Twitch is what we generally stream on when we actually have time. It's traditionally it was a gamers platform. They are opening up a little bit more to this sort of thing, but it's somewhere where you're streaming for an audience, obviously, and they can sign up, and then once they've done that, they can donate to you effectively to be interactive with the stream. They can donate bits, they can use their Twitch Prime, or they can donate real money, or in this case now they're introducing this this Nano Twitch to it.
And text chat with you.
Yeah, we can text chat, and there's there is actually like TalkShoe where there's actual voice chat interactions and whatever as well. But to start accepting Nano donation, streamers must create a Streamlabs account if they don't already have one, which most probably already do anyway. Then authorise the Nano Twitch application. The service will provide a donation address streamers can give to their viewers. Payments are processed through Brain Blocks. Simple Nano-based checkout system, and all donations above $1 will trigger an alert on the live stream. I'm not tired, honest. The release of the tool should give the community a much-needed shot in the arm following the recent high-profile theft of $170 or $170 million even worth of Nano tokens from the Italy-based cryptocurrency exchange BitGrail.
Give me back my money.
So as you can see, Nano Twitch is it's pretty simple. You just go to nanotwit.ch and you sign up there and do whatever you need to do. And it's it's a really good idea because I mean a lot of currencies are either mineable, in which case they don't effectively cost you a lot. So you know, you might donate to your favourite streamer and not be out of pocket per se. A lot of people who can't. There are some countries who Twitch doesn't accept credit card payments from or PayPal payments from as well. So this will allow another form of payment in there as well. So it's a good idea, I think, and it's just proof once again that the whole cryptocurrency thing is really starting to. It's become a relatively commonplace, thing now. So it's a good idea.
And Nano has gone up nearly 30% in the last 24 hours, mostly due to this announcement. I think.
Yeah, mostly due to this, exactly. And once people start using it and start actually interacting with it, I can pretty much guarantee it'll go up more.
Yep.
Without too much effort.
They need to do some mitigation about these things where stuff can get nicked, but that's in the past now, and money's gone.
Look, it's going to happen. It's not. I think we discussed this when it happened. It's something that is always potentially going to happen with anything that's digital.
Yep.
And even, whether it's bank accounts being, being hacked, or whether it's the good old, send an email and click this link sort of deal, there's always somebody who'll manage to start the ball rolling.
Yep.
So it's like, what was that movie? I've just got a complete blank. That movie with that guy in it. Seriously.
The movie with the guy. They did something like that on Office Space, where they were stealing fractions of a coin until it added up to hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, well, look at the same thing. Even go back to the days of the hackers, the movie. That's what their worm was. It was stealing the little, you had your 10 cents, and then whatever the rounding was after that, they were stealing that, and the principle's the same. And the one with John Travolta in it, where they had in the bus, Swordfish, same thing again. Once again, it's a whole digital theft. So whilst these are movies, but the principles are relatively sound, and it's something that could potentially happen.
Yep.
Mr. Robot.
It happened overnight, but it has happened.
And if it hasn't, it will.
Yep. Melbourne-based startup Blockbid is looking to facilitate the investors and traders that made blockchain technology popular in the first place through the launch of a new Australian cryptocurrency exchange. Hooray! Currently, the Australian cryptocurrency trading landscape is sparse, as only a handful of local exchanges offer trading options outside of the big two cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, there are more than 1,200 tradable cryptocurrencies, and few exchanges allow users to trade between them, more than around 20 to 30 of them. Blockbid's goal is to centralize many of the available tradable currencies on one exchange, allowing users to execute trades, for example, between dollars and Ethereum and other large coins like Litecoin, and even between smaller cap coins that are often rejected by the bigger exchanges. There will be free trading during Blockbid's beta, no deposit fees, withdrawal fees, trading fees, or transaction fees. So if you want to get in on something that's in a bit of a dip, wait for that, grab all you can, and then you can withdraw all that out to maybe a wallet.
Australia coin. But it'll be good to, that's the thing. Like, I'm only signed up to like 2 exchanges, I think. So my options are relatively limited when I do want to transfer money across. I've kind of always got to fall back onto one of the bigger ones like Bitcoin, and then of course there's a transaction fee for changing your currency to Bitcoin, and then you from that you change it to something else. There's another fee, so you're always going to lose on that. But it'd be good to be able to go straight from this coin to this coin and only have one transaction fee. And realistically, even if the transaction fee was slightly higher, it would probably still be cheaper than doing the double or triple or quadruple swap that you have to do now.
Yeah.
So
I just installed the wallet we'll talk about later, and took a lot of my coins out of Binance. And then this week they said, oh, hey, we're going to cut our withdrawal fees by a third. I'm like, yay, I did it 2 days early. And then today they just announced, oh, we're going to use SegWit for the withdrawals and transfers now, so it's going to be even cheaper. And I'm like, I lost a lot of money.
Yeah, thanks.
But going forward, it should be good. Hopefully, I can use something like this Blockbid. Maybe it'll be a bit cheaper on the fees. I think somebody worked out that a lot of the fees on Binance tend to be exactly 0.01 or 0.001 of an Ethereum. Doesn't matter what the coin is. So if the coin is worth like 2 cents, when you do a withdrawal, it can cost you like half your coins, because you might buy 100 of them and it'll cost 50 of them in the withdrawal fee, and then you've only got 50 left. You're like, where's all my coins gone? Well, we base it on all the coins after the value of the transaction fee is always going to be equal to this, rather than a percentage of the coin that you've got, maybe 10% of the coin or something like that. It's always this high value. So I lost quite a lot just withdrawing my coins out into a wallet.
Who are they? PayPal?
Yeah.
We're going to charge you for spending your money, and then we're going to charge you for spending your money overseas, and then we're going to charge you a transaction fee because you spent money overseas, and we've got to convert it back to AU. But now it's converted back to AU. It's coming out of a different part of your bank who's going to charge you a transaction fee. So you're going to deposit it straight in US dollars. Then once they've done that, we're going to charge them a percentage because they want to use the money in their account.
Right.
Seriously?
So I signed up. You can go to the Blockbid website at blockbid.io. If you go to blockbid.io/beta, you can sign up for email notification when they go live, and then you can join up to them. I'm probably on about 5 or 6 different exchanges now, minus one called BitGrail, of course, because nobody's on there anymore, really. What else have we got in?
Yeah, well, we've got... if I check the right story, it'll help. I know what I'm doing, I promise. I've done this more than once.
We're professionals, damn it.
We're professionals who do it every week. We've got to be professionals. Amateurs wouldn't do that. It's taken China-based Bitcoin miner Bitmain 4 years to achieve performance that its larger tech peer took more than 2 decades to accomplish. According to analyst firm Bernstein, Beijing-based Bitmain, which came on the scene in 2013, generated between 3 million and 4 million in the operating profits last year. Yes, that's million with a B, people. Sorry. Yeah, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Just ignore me completely. Generated between 3 billion and 4 billion in operating profits last year, according to Bernstein data cited in CNBC. California-based chip maker Nvidia, meanwhile, which boasts a market cap of 147 billion, delivered an operating profit of 3 billion in 2017. Bitcoin mining operations are comprised of computer networks that perform calculations and rewarded in Bitcoin for the equations they solve, thereby fueling the network. Bitmain generates revenue by Bitcoin generates revenue by a combination of selling mining equipment and running Bitcoin mining pools, where multiple miners join forces for a greater scale. Bitmain controls as much as 80% of Bitcoin miners and application-specific integrated circuits, or ASICs, as we're talking about a couple of weeks ago. The analyst firm forecasts that Bitmain's dominance will persist in 2018, but it's challenging to make predictions beyond that given the uncertainty surrounding the cryptocurrency market and the BTC price.
Have you seen the pictures of them? They got walls and walls of ant miners.
Oh, it's insane.
And
I mean, and the thing is,
it helps that electricity is cheap in China, which is why there's a lot of these mining operations going on there. Mr. T is going to tell us about how wonderful our electricity charges are here compared to other countries as well.
Our it's not even remote. I don't think there's another country in the world that's anywhere near us in terms of how much it costs. But yeah,
they deregulated the electricity industry several years ago, and since then the price has just skyrocketed every few months. Ridiculous.
It's not really even a matter of the deregulation, because it's deregulated in other countries too. It's the fact that the government still has their fingers in it that's causing the problem. Like, it's deregulated just enough to call it a private company, but the industry is still regulated heavily by the government. Whatever that's happening, that's where you run into problems. A lot of other countries have gone pure deregulation, which means it is entirely up to the private sector to manage it, in which case the private sector has to be competitive, otherwise you switch providers. But you don't have that option. You can switch providers, but at the end of the day, the providers are still paying for the power, because ultimately the government ultimately owns the power stations and owns everything at the back end. So that's the same with our internet. Telstra effectively owns all the exchanges. So no matter how many phone companies start up, at the end of the day, there's only so low the prices can go because everything's still owned by the one company.
Right.
And which was originally the government, who then semi-privatised. And that's the problem we have. We effectively still have a monopoly. We just happen to have a private monopoly instead of a government monopoly, even though it's actually the government. It's just put on the face of them being private companies.
I thought crypto was confusing. You just blew my head off.
And I mean, the companies themselves are privately owned companies. That's why they're all IPO. They've all got shares and shareholders. In which case, there is another problem, because that means profit margins are more critical than what they deliver, because they've got to keep the shareholders happy. But at the end of the day, the government's still controlling the back end, and the government's still raking in money from it through just owning a lot of the infrastructure. So there's, even if a private company started up that didn't have shareholders, there's still a break-even point that no company can drop below regardless, just because of the way it's structured. And the other problem is, if I tried, say I come up with some magnificent way of creating a fusion generator in my backyard and not without blowing the whole town up, and I chose to sell that power, I can't. It's illegal for me to sell that power because it's not going through the regulatory system. See, that's where true privatisation doesn't become an issue, because if you're stupid enough to buy power from me and you don't want to pay much for it, you should be allowed to do that. If it, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to have reliable power. I'm not guaranteeing you got good power, but I'm going to guarantee you're going to have cheap power. So if you want to buy that from me, it's entirely your fault if something goes wrong. It's your problem if something goes wrong. Don't blame me. But it also means that I'm able to sell that without expectation of anything else. That's true privatisation, and that doesn't exist in this country.
That's what the problem is.
What's the same as our internet? I know we're getting a little bit off topic, but you heard of the micro mesh networks, where people in a neighbourhood basically get little microwave dishes and they point them all around at each other and invest. Whoever's closest to the exchange, they'll invest in a major trunk line so they get the fastest possible internet speeds. And then 100 users within 5 or 6 Ks all micro mesh together, and share this internet connection. They all share the cost, share the loading, share everything through microwaves. Yeah. Well, that's up until recently been free for anybody who's been able to do that. Ultimately, still relying on the back-end provider, Telstra or whoever, to provide the service. But the actual mesh part of it has been private. But now, guess what? You can't do that anymore. Now there's regulations saying that you've got to do this and that and that. So everybody's got to be licensed. Everybody's got to have professionally installed. Everybody's got to have all this stuff in the place. Why? Because if you could do it without the government's knowledge, they wouldn't make any money from it.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
Even in the US, there's so many towns now that are running community mesh networks. And they're springing up all over the place in the US. Here we can't do it.
Google actually pushes it because there's a whole, what they call dark fiber over there. There's a whole heap of optic fiber that was installed years ago, and a lot of the providers went broke. So there's optic fibers sitting dark, not being used. Google's basically gone and bought all this dark fiber, and they're going, here, internet free, go.
Yep.
The infrastructure's already there. It's not going to cost any money to maintain fiber other than when there's a breakage or something, in which case, but that's what insurance is for, and that's covered by the person who does the damage anyway. And so all these little rural communities and rural towns suddenly, instead of having really dodgy cable and really dodgy satellite and ADSL, they've actually all got free fiber now, and Google, and then if the town goes that way and the fiber goes that way, they just set up a mesh network, and everybody who can get internet provides it to everybody who can't.
Yep.
Can't do that,
No, sounds wonderful.
Great to live in a free country where you can't do anything.
That's right. Freedom.
At least when you live in a repressed country, you know you're in a repressed country. When you live in a free country and you're repressed, it's much more disorientating.
Exactly. Circle just announced that it's acquiring US-based cryptocurrency exchange Poloniex. According to Fortune, Circle is paying $400 million for the acquisition. Poloniex has been around for years and used to be one of the biggest exchanges out there. There are now many exchanges competing with Poloniex. A peer-to-peer payment service that was called Circle is now called Circle Pay. It also runs Circle Trade, an over-the-counter trading desk for large cryptocurrency investors and exchanges. In other words, Circle Trade fosters liquidity between a handful of fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies. Circle Trade also powers Circle Pay behind the scene. According to Fortune, Circle Trade manages $2 billion a month in transactions and generated $660 million in revenue in just 3 months. The company now wants to expand beyond those two products with Circle Invest, an easy-to-use investment app to start buying cryptocurrencies, and Poloniex, a fully fledged exchange. Fortune also says that Circle is also working on Center, a protocol that's going to make Alipay, PayPal, Circle, and other digital wallets interoperable. So if you're a Poloniex user, Circle says the transition should be smooth. That sounds interesting. Alipay, PayPal, Circle, and other digital wallets all mixed together, and you can use on anything.
Well, I've obviously used PayPal, and I use Alipay quite a bit too, which is your Alibaba and AliExpress, those sort of things. It's Chinese PayPal, effectively. Circle, never used. I have heard of it. I've never used it. I don't know what it's like. But once again, it's that whole full circle thing where you start off with all these different things, and you combine them, and you can thank cryptocurrency for that, because once again, all they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, you're going to pay into PayPal, you're going to pay into AliExpress, whatever. But at the back end, as soon as that payment goes in, they convert it into whatever particular crypto they're invested in at that particular moment, and the paper trail effectively disappears.
This one's been a bit controversial because Circle is about 30% owned by Goldman Sachs. So people are like, well, we're trying to decentralize away from the banks, and now the banks own part of one of the exchanges. And if you want to be a pure crypto person, you don't want banks involved anywhere along the line except for sending the money to your exchange.
I'd like to know what their involvement is, though. Is their involvement purely fiscal? Like, are they just backing the creation of? Well, are they backing the creation of like the wallets and the computing power to store the data and stuff like that, or are they actually invested in the actual the entire process? You know what I mean? Like, I think if they were controlling the currency, like if they released a Commonwealth Bank coin or whatever, I don't think anybody would touch it. But I think if Commonwealth Bank said, hey, we're investing 10% of our resources into the ability for you to be able to mine or store your wallet or whatever, I think that's potentially a different, not that they'd do that, but I think that's potentially a different situation,
Well, they do have one. Ripple is a banking cryptocurrency invented by the banking corporations.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, it's not doing too bad. But I mean, well, in Australia, it's never going to happen.
Some people do say this is really good because it's showing that cryptocurrencies are becoming so legit that the banks want to get in on it. And if there's a bank backing it, then the exchange is less likely to fail because it's got all this behind it.
Yeah, because banks have never failed.
No, I've never.
It's
Sorry,
never
I
happened.
couldn't say it with a straight face.
But what I was going to say is, in Australia, it's the complete opposite. Commonwealth Bank, National Bank, Westpac, and a couple of other ones have basically banned the use of, which, I mean, I kind of understand it, but they've banned the use of credit card for buying crypto.
Yep.
So it's like they're doing the complete opposite thing of being helpful to themselves.
Yeah.
Because if I've got 2 accounts with Westpac and they go, no, you can't do it, I'm going, okay, well, I no longer have 2 accounts with Westpac, I have it with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I don't even understand.
It was the same with Apple Pay, wasn't it? Apple was like, hey, we want to bring Apple Pay to Australia, and the 4 big banks are like, no, how about we create our own system and we'll compete with you? And everyone's like, I want to use Apple Pay now. And they're like, no, hang on, we're going to come up with something. It'll be great. You're going to love it. It's going to be the best. And it's just going to be us banks and nobody else can use it. And they're like, can't we just use Apple Pay because it's there and it works? No, we're not going to sign anything with Apple. We don't want them to take any money, any profit away from us. But other banks in other countries did, and they're doing great. No.
Yeah, I know. It's so stupid. It was like when Android Pay, same thing. Like, there's two apps I can use on my phone to pay. Like PayWave, use Touch and Go or Tap and Go or whatever. There's the actual ING banking app, which has got my card details and stuff on it. But recently, Google Pay has allowed, like, ING's opened up to Google Pay now, so I can have all my accounts in Google Pay as well. So any device, not just my phone. See, the ING is limited to my phone, but with Google Pay, any device that I have access to Google to, I can make payments. So now that ING's allowed that, you just sign in, you put your card on there, they go, you want to use this? You go, yep, and then they just store it and you can use it wherever you want. So
I was just about to say there's no Android Pay anymore.
Well, yeah, that's called Google
They rebranded.
Pay. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's like they did something to me the other day. They moved.
They had an app store and then they had a Google Play Store.
Play Store, yeah. No, they moved. I'm just trying to find it. The Samsung, because I use the Samsungs, and they got, when you use the stylus, it pops up a menu for other apps that it uses, and one of them's S Note, and it used to be on an actual icon on the desktop, and then now to open it separately, you've got to go into the Samsung apps folder.
Yeah,
and it bugs me every time, because every time I spend 5 minutes trying to find the stupid thing, I'm like, for crying out loud.
I just want to write a note. Please let me.
So it's alright if you got the what I should just do is pop the stylus, because as soon as you pop the stylus, it opens it up. But no, I want to look at a note I've already written, so I try and find the thing. It's like, oh dear.
Crazy, man. Coin of the week. We're not recommending purchasing it, just explaining what it is and what it can be used for, particularly if it has good real-world use.
Can we just call it coin of week and just call it the cow? Instead of coin of the week?
This week I decided to pick Enjin coin. Now, if you follow any of our podcasts, you'll know Mr. T and I used to do a podcast on Minecraft, and Enjin started up many years ago when they were supporting Minecraft and a lot of other gaming systems, and you could integrate their website platform with your Minecraft server, so people could purchase things, sell things. They could donate to your platform, and that's the wallet that we're going to be talking about next after the coin. Yeah, but it holds the coin as well. And they've decided to go into the cryptocurrency world, so they've brought out their own coin called Enjin coin, which people are going to be able to add into their games for microtransactions. Should make things quite cool. Enjin is the largest social gaming website platform in the world, spelled Enjin. Enjin coin is a product of the Enjin company and is based on the Ethereum technology. It's a cryptocurrency whose blockchain is designed to get the gaming community on board the world cryptocurrency world. What? They've got world in there twice.
Who writes this script?
Those who love gaming can confirm that gaming has never been and can never be boring. So the Enjin ecosystem makes cryptocurrency transactions enjoyable and also very addictive. This is contrary to most cryptocurrency blockchains where everything is a serious business. With Enjin coin, ENJ, gamers can have a return for playing. It won't be just a waste of time. Gaming communities, as well as publishers, now have a place to implement their virtual goods. Enjin provides real-world value for the virtual goods in games. How do gamers benefit from Enjin? Game developers and launchers have the ability to have their games linked to the Enjin blockchain and have their virtual goods linked to the Enjin coin. The gamers can then have their goods stored inside the Enjin coin wallet. How do gamers make money using Enjin? The coin is designed to be used as currency across various websites that offer online games. Here, the gamer can, for example, use the coin on their in-game purchases. Gamers can later convert their ENJ coins into fiat currencies like US dollars or other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum if they so wish. Some examples of how gamers can use the Enjin coin: buying items within the game when playing, especially for getting into the higher levels of the game, buying power-ups while playing. Gamer can also develop new coins to be used in the games. Gamers can choose to award members of their gaming communities if they participate in certain games or forums. and game developers can set specific Enjin coin rewards for those gamers who achieve certain milestones when playing. So I think it sounds very interesting. People have always wanted to be monetize their games or the server, even if it's a Minecraft server and you want to sell access to Super Diamond Pick with enchantments and stuff on there. Memberships to the server.
And this is the other thing too, like once again it comes back to the whole I guess traditionally, as I said, if you wanted to donate to somebody, you have to donate physical money, which has the same issues we had with Twitch. So it may not be allowed in your country, or you may not have it, or you got your credit card, or you don't have a credit card. You know, so it's the same sort of thing. It comes back to that again. So I love their retro logo, by the way. It's awesome.
Isn't it nice? Very neon.
And it's so to have the ability to say I've got, I don't know, 1,000 coins in one thing, I can switch them across to throw them across into this, and I know I've got 50 coins to play with, and then when somebody does something I want, you know, I've got the option to buy it for that. I go, yep, no worries. You don't sort of think about it because it's not real money, and you know, you sort of go, yep, no worries, give me that, I'll be in that.
Yep. Enjin to Bitcoin value, when I last checked yesterday, the one ENJ coin was worth 0.00001897 Bitcoin, which is about 23.5 Australian cents. And I have 156 Enjin coins.
It's currently worth in US dollars.
Ah.
So it's actually gone up a little bit.
That's good. I need to invest more in that one.
Ones that go up instead of down.
Yes, they're the good ones. Although somebody was saying today, why does everyone say I don't want a coin to go down? If it goes down, you can buy more of it. That's a good thing. You want it to sometimes go down on some coins. You don't want just everything to keep going up, because suddenly everything is Bitcoin at $10,000 and you can't even buy one.
This is what we're talking about the other week. You know, people do it back to front. They sell when it gets low and they buy when it goes high. And it's like, it's just wrong.
Oh, the coin's not going to go. It's starting to dip down a little bit. I better sell everything at this really high price before it drops to half price. No, hodl.
That's it. And as we mentioned, the wallet, which saw a small video of that. It's basically no real, most coins have a wallet of their own of some description.
This one supports all ERC20 coins.
Yeah. So it's more than just one, which is good. Otherwise, and that's the other problem. You end up with 4,000 different wallets and very little.
I was complaining about that just recently. Too many wallets for too many different things.
So that's why I only invest in like two things that solves that problem. So currently the wallet's available for Android only, because it's part of the reason they do that is it's easier because the Android wallets apparently just work so much better. Australia Coin, we'll talk about later, but the same thing. They both started development on the Android and the iOS one at the same time. Android one's gone through beta testing and is now available for store, and the iOS one's not even ready for beta testing yet. So apparently it's just the way Android
it used to be the other way around. Everyone would do iPhone first, but I guess also there's a problem where if you submit it to the Android store, it's going to get approved. Apple might sit on it for a week or two and go, well, we want you to do this instead. And you're like,
but apparently in the case of this, it's actually just easier to develop for Android. The iOS apparently is quite difficult to do the whole hashing and whatever they've got to do. I don't know the details of it, but apparently the Android one, it just works.
Yep.
No.
That's what you want.
The iOS version's on the way. It's been submitted to the Apple Store yesterday, so who knows when that'll be ready. As I said, could be tomorrow, could be next year. One thing that stands out about the blog post for the release is it's very well polished, and as you'll notice in that video we played, I really do like the design of it. It's laid out really nicely.
It's beautiful.
In the cryptocurrency world, well-polished marketing speak is a rarity. This can be a double-edged sword because there are some elements that sound really flashy but are basic implementations. Yeah, that's it. It's just a really nice design. I quite like it. A classic example is screenshot protection, which is a simple flag to set in the Android settings. They also offer security features like memory encryption and secure keyboard. You'll notice on the video we played there, it says this section's held in memory, so when you go to the part where you've got to enter secure information, the keyboard and that information is held locally on the phone in RAM until it's processed. There's no open transmission of either the key presses or the data on the screen at any point.
They've made their own secure keyboard that's separate from all the other Android stuff, so no one can hijack your key presses.
The mobile wallet will never own or have direct access to funds. The owners will own the private keys. When your funds are being held on an exchange like Coinbase, the exchanges are the owners of the private keys until the coins are withdrawn to another wallet. After employing third parties to audit and try to penetrate the wallet and all the extra security features included, the Enjin team confidently states that Enjin Digital Smart Wallet is the most secure mobile wallet in the world. For wallets, it's all about what you put in them. Different wallets allow for different tokens depending on how they're built. Enjin built theirs with traders in mind. It means it isn't just Ethereum, it also can handle Bitcoin, Litecoin, Enjin Coin, and all ERC20 tokens. This is excellent because it allows you to utilize this as a main wallet rather than something you just hold your ENG. The one thing that has been an issue with Ethereum blockchain is delayed transactions and gas prices. When the transaction history, you can review what gas limit and gas used by the transaction was. I don't understand. On top of what, you can even view the block height and transaction size. I understand that.
So I've got on my one, I've installed the Enjin wallet. I've got Hermes Go, Icon, Power, Enjin, Litecoin, and Tron. All of those sitting on there, so it supports all of those. There's a few others that I'd like to transfer onto there as well at some stage.
Well, if it does Litecoin, it'll do Australia Coin, because Australia Coin's based on Litecoin. So
yep.
I must look into that.
So I've changed over now. Whenever my desktop computer finishes its mining through Mining Pool Hub, it auto converts into Litecoin and then sends it to my Enjin wallet.
Nice.
So I don't have to send it to Binance and then transfer it to my wallet and then get a charge. It just goes straight to the address on the wallet.
Because you just send it to a key, don't you? And that key is wherever.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wherever
wallets, they're trying to rethink the wallet idea because it doesn't actually hold anything. It's not like a physical wallet that's got coins in it. It's not a digital wallet that's got coins in it. All of the coins are held in blockchains that are spread out, decentralized all over the world. And what your wallet is, it's got your private key and your public key. And the public key is for sending stuff to you. The private key lets you send the coins to somebody else. So that's all it really holds on these wallets, which is why a lot of people use a paper wallet where they write down the private and public keys and then chuck them in a safe in the bedroom or down at the bank or something.
That's literally all it is. It's a 26 or whatever it is, digit or letter number combination, and you don't need to have it stored anywhere really. It's the only reason you do that is just for copy and paste and that sort of stuff. And the ability to have it on your system. Access.
Some wallets do download the whole blockchain. So I think it was Jack's desktop wallet that I tried. When you connect, you type it in, it creates a wallet and then downloads the whole blockchain, which could be 4 gigs of hard drive space. But there are reasons they do that. But a lot of them just have the keys on there and you can access your funds and transfer them around using the wallet as long as you've got those keys on there. And the wallets have a password on there. My one, the Enjin one that I use, works with the Samsung fingerprint reader. So it'll lock and you can unlock it with that. You can unlock it with the code you type in. And some people are worried what happens if your phone crashes and dies. As we said, there's no actual coins on your phone in the wallet. So when you create the wallet in the first place, it gives you 12 random words like rose, tree, car, road, roof, whatever. You write down those 12 words, email them to yourself or something, put them in a secure document. If your phone crashes or gets stolen or you lose the app or something, reinstall the app somewhere else, type in those 12 words, and you've got access back to all of your coins again.
So there's an example of what a wallet or what it looks like effectively. It's just
if you want to donate to Aussie Tech Crypto.
Well, that's my Nice Hash wallet. So yeah, you can literally
500 Bitcoin to 3AUAP, and make sure you upper lowercase.
I was going to say, and that's the other annoying part about it too. It's not just a whole bunch of numbers and letters. It's case specific, it's case sensitive numbers and letters, which is just frustrating. Because I did that. I think I copied it like that, and I forgot to put the S on the end. And then I went in the thing and I just typed S. I'm like, why doesn't it work? And then, of course, after like 10 minutes, I realised it was case sensitive. So, yes.
Don't send your coins to the wrong place, or they get lost, or somebody else gets them, and you can't get them back in most cases.
I was lucky. I was lucky it just didn't go anywhere at all. It just didn't work, thankfully. But yeah, I think it worked in such a way that, you know, if you get one digit wrong, you're probably not going to send it to somebody else. They're not that close. Yeah, they're not that closely knit together. You know, you're not going to have.
And if you did a T or instead of an S, it probably isn't somebody else's account if you're really lucky.
It probably not, and most likely it would go. You mean that one because every other number matches. But yeah.
And now for a bit of main topic, proof of stake. I thought we'd talk about this, and I got some of the text from the blockgeeks.com website. They had a bit of information there, so I thought I might read through that. You might have heard about the idea to move from an Ethereum consensus based on proof of work system, POW, to one based on the so-called proof of stake, POS. Proof of work is a protocol that has the main goal of deterring cyber attacks, such as distributed denial of service attack, DDoS, which has the purpose of exhausting the resources of a computer system by sending multiple fake requests. The proof of work concept existed even before Bitcoin, but Satoshi Nakamoto applied this technique to his or her digital currency, revolutionizing the way traditional transactions are set. In fact, POW idea was originally published by Cynthia Dwork and Moni Noir back in 1993. But the term proof of work was coined by Marcus Jacobson and R.E. Jules in a document published in 1999. Proof of work is maybe the biggest idea behind the Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper published back in 2008 because it allows trustless and distributed consensus. A trustless and distributed consensus system means that if you want to send in or receive money from someone, you don't need to trust in third-party services. When you use traditional methods of payment, you need to trust in a third-party service to set your transaction. Example, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, banks. They keep their own private register which stores transactions history and balances of each account. With Bitcoin and a few other digital currencies, everyone has a copy of the ledger, also called blockchain, so no one has to trust in third parties because anyone can directly verify the information written. Proof of work is a requirement to define an expensive computer calculation, also called mining, that needs to be performed in order to create a new group of trustless transactions, the so-called block, on a distributed ledger called a blockchain. Mining serves as two purposes: to verify the legitimacy of a transaction or avoid the so-called double spending, and to create new digital currencies by rewarding miners for performing the previous task. So what is proof of stake? Proof of stake is a different way to validate transactions and achieve the distributed consensus. It's still an algorithm, and the purpose is the same as proof of work, but the process to reach the goal is quite different. The proof of stake first idea was suggested on the Bitcoin Talk forum back in 2011, but the first digital currency to use this method was Peercoin in 2012, together with Shadow Cash, NXT, Blackcoin, NuShares, NuBits, Quora, and Navcoin. Unlike the proof of work, where the algorithm rewards miners who solve mathematical problems with the goal of validating transactions and creating new blocks, with the proof of stake, the creator of a new block is chosen in a deterministic way, depending on its wealth, and also defined as stake. Also, the digital currencies are previously created in the beginning, and their number never changes. This means that in the proof of stake system, there is no block reward, so the miners take the transaction fees. This is why, in fact, this POS system miners are called forgers instead. But why would they want to switch from one to another? In a distributed consensus based on the proof of work, miners need a lot of energy. One Bitcoin transaction required the same amount of electricity as powering 1.5 American households for one day. And these energy costs are paid with fiat currencies, leading to constant downward pressure on the digital currency value. In recent research, experts argue that Bitcoin transactions may consume as much electricity as Denmark by 2020. Developers are pretty worried about this problem, and the Ethereum community wants to exploit the proof-of-stake method for more greener and cheaper distributed form of consensus. Also, rewards for the creation of a new block are different. With proof of work, the miner may potentially own none of the digital currency he or she is mining. In proof of stake, forgers are always those who own the coins minted. Thanks to a POS system, validators do not have to use their computing power because the only factors that influence their chances are the total number of their own coins and current complexity of the network. So this possible future switch from POW to POS may provide the following benefits. Number one, energy savings. Number two, a safer network as attacks become more expensive. If a hacker would like to buy 51% of the total number of coins, the market reacts by fast price appreciation. So I found a list on cryptomorrow.com website of coins that use proof of stake at the moment. This is the top 10. There are others. Dash was one of the first ones. Digital Cash is one of the pioneers of the proof of stake algorithm and built on the core Bitcoin platform or system, but with additional privacy and quick transaction features such as private send and instant send. Holders of Dash can stake a minimum of 1,000 Dash and run a master node to earn dividends in the form of Dash. That requires an investment of about $599,000 US, because one Dash is about $599. Neo uses delegated Byzantine fault tolerance, which is basically an optimized proof of stake system. The system maintains consensus even when some nodes bear malicious intentions. We require about 1,000 Neo in the minimum to stake, which is an investment of about $121,000 at the current price of $121 per Neo. Those staking receive gas, which is a different cryptocurrency altogether. Gas is valued about $38 with a market cap of more than 319 million. The gas generated depends on the amount of coins in your wallet. Gas can be claimed every 5 minutes and can also be traded and converted to other cryptocurrencies as well. You earn about 5.5% in annual returns. So I've got Neo, and gas appears automatically in my online wallet all the time, so long as usually these wallets with the coins that you're staking have to be online all the time. So if you transfer it to a private account, you don't get the gas, you don't get the proof of stake benefits. So you need to have it online somewhere. You can have an open wallet connected to the internet at all time, running from your own computer, or you can have it on an exchange that supports the gas. PivX means private instant verified transaction, and was forked out of Dash in 2016 to offer more privacy and security in transactions. Staking on PivX requires 10,000 PivX units, which means an investment of $52,900, since one unit is about $5.29. The return is about 4.8%. Lisk uses a customized POS known as Delegated Proof of Stake, or DPoS. It means that only the top 101 delegates are able to stake coins on the network. The delegates are voted on a rolling basis by the community. OK Cash started in 2014 and facilitates fast microtransactions. It provides a return of 10% per year, which is the highest so far. Staking wallet is a desktop wallet, and after moving the coins to the staking wallet, they mature and start earning after 8 hours. Navcoin, which was formed in 2014, uses dual blockchain for private transactions and is based on the core Bitcoin code. A transaction takes only 30 seconds to complete. You can opt for privacy with dual blockchains. Stratus is a blockchain-based platform that simplifies development, testing, and deployment of C# applications on the .NET framework. In comparison to its peers, the cryptocurrency offers returns of only 0.5 to 1% for staking using the Stratus X wallet. Redcoin is a tipping blockchain platform for social networks. Users can tip anyone for content they like on the various social media platforms. It uses proof-of-stake velocity, an algorithm that encourages both ownership, stake, and activity velocity. Ethereum has been using proof of work from the word go, and being one of the popular cryptocurrencies, is one of the early cryptocurrency projects that have been considering POS. They announced in December last year that they had completed first implementation of Casper, an update to initiate POS evolution. And Divi and Next Divi, which uses a 5-tiered masternode system with the first level requiring an investment of 1,000 Divi, which requires an investment of only $2,290 since the current price is $2.29. And NXT requires at least 1,000 coins to stake, hence an investment of about $210 at the current price of 21 cents. So I had a look into these masternodes. We might do a bit more talk about it in the future, but if you can afford to stake your money with a masternode, what it usually involves is you becoming part of the transaction system. So it distributes the transactions throughout all the different masternodes, and they'll accept the transactions. So you become a part of that network. You can buy a VP or rent a VPS from something like DigitalOcean or Volta in the US for $5 a month for your VPS, whack a little script on there, and suddenly you're a masternode.
Nice.
A lot of these you have to have like 1,000 coins. Dash was the first one and was incredibly popular and makes a lot of money for a lot of people. You had to be in right at the start because, as I said, 1,000 Dash. When the article was written, I updated this. When the article was written 1 month ago, Dash cost twice as much. So it was like $1.2 million if you wanted to start one masternode. Now it's just over $500,000, but still quite a lot if you want to be a masternode. But you do make quite a lot of money in there, and there's quite a lot of stake. So there's websites, masternode websites that list what masternodes are available, how much it costs to invest in it or become one, and also what sort of percent profit return on investment you can expect in the future. So it's something interesting to look into. If I had known years ago, I would have got into them. But
yeah,
I've done a lot of research recently. It's difficult to find a coin that you think has a good future, but a coin that's also affordable. So there's a lot of coins that I think, oh yeah, this would be really great if I was a masternode, and then you have a look and it's like $50,000 to invest in it. I'm like, I'm not prepared to risk $50,000 on becoming a masternode, even though it's usually pretty good guaranteed return on investment, so long as the price of the coin doesn't plunge too much. But as I said, even Dash being the first major masternode proof of stake coin has dropped to half its value in the last month.
I'll take the NXT, 1,000 coins, $210, done.
Yep, there you go. Just go hire a server from Volta in the US for $5 a month, whack the bash script on there, and away you go.
That's it.
Yeah, they've got detailed YouTube videos on how to install the script, where to get it from. There's websites that have got a lot of details about how to install the scripts and get up going, but you have to be an approved masternode. They're not just going to let anyone in there. You have to be staking your coins. So the point is, you're willing to stake or invest 1,000 of, some of them are 10,000 coins in, and just leave it in the system in a hot wallet that's constantly running. You can't put it into an Enjin wallet like I've got on my phone, or a Trezor or Ledger Nano S or something, and then take it offline for protection. It has to be online at all times. So there is a risk there. But if the return on investment is quite good, some of them have got 50 to 60% return on investment. If they're really good, then you could make quite a lot of money out of it.
Yep, and there's not a lot of effort either once you've got it.
Yep.
There's not a lot of effort involved.
Because you're making the money, you can trade in that money for more coins, and then you can use those coins and create another masternode, and then you've got two running with a high return on investment, and just spreads out from there. There is a limit usually. I think a few hundred or 1,000 masternodes running at once. They don't want to have too many approved, but so might be something worth looking into in the future. But as I said, proof of stake, you could just have a wallet that's either online on your computer connected to the internet all the time, or use something like, I use Binance, and I have Neo coin on there, and every now and then they just airdrop a gas coin into the wallet just for being good and having it available staked online. So you don't even need to have it open to your computer, or have your desktop computer running all the time. You obviously have the usual exchange risk, like BitGrail, that it might get hacked, but Binance is very well run and very trustworthy as far as I'm concerned. Look into, as they say, DYOR, do your own research, make sure that's the kind of thing that you want. But as long as your exchange supports the gas, and they've just brought out a new coin called ONT for Neo purchases, which I think they're going to airdrop some coins of those as well. So you just buy Neo and you end up with 3 different kinds of coins. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Yep. And quickly, just an update on Australia Coin. We were talking about it before.
Yep.
It is starting to become a real world thing now. There's actually several businesses. You can find them on the Australia Coin buy sell trade group.
Striker. He said we haven't mentioned him enough on the show the last time.
Well, that's what happens when he doesn't, get involved. It's his problem. So there's a few businesses now that are offering Australia Coin services. One is STK Comms. They do everything from cleaning. They've got a massive big range of stuff they do. I was looking at it before. Everything from hiring construction equipment, like excavators and jackhammers and generators, to underground boring devices. They can also do maintenance like backyard cleanups and leveling, and then they can do telecoms, power, Wi-Fi setup, home network, security cameras. So they've got everything covered. But that's all going to be paid with Australia Coin. They've got there's a couple of coffee shops that are doing it now. There's a what was the other one? I'm just trying to find the other one. I can't see it off the top of my head, but yeah. So it's going great guns. Just the ability to be an actual thing now is really showing off. And there's actually an unofficial official thing you can put, a banner, I suppose you'd call it, sign, whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how well that'll show up, but it's sort of you can hang it on the door. It's got the Australia Coin. What's it called on it? The barcode.
Logo.
Logo
Q code.
and
QR code.
Q code, and it's got we accept Australia Coin and all that sort of stuff here. So that's pretty neat. So and also
And
on the
what
next
was the exchange you could buy it on? I can't remember.
the exchange.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to find now. I know it's there. I was looking at
Trying to find the value of it. It's on one exchange at the moment. And
trying to
Trade Ogre.
Yeah.
I was looking for Troll. I was Googling for Troll exchange. I was close. Trade Ogre.
Trade Ogre, yeah. It's where is it? I've got to find it now. But yeah, it is actually a thing on the exchange now, so it's available to purchase and to sell. Australia Coin, currently it's still
Nearly
sitting
10 cents.
so it's actually dropped a little bit at the moment. But the hashing rates are getting harder and harder, so the coin is going to drop because primarily being mined in Australia, the price to mine it now is getting dearer and dearer. So the actual overheads are costing more, so the coin itself value is going to drop. But even though the exchange is pushing that, the actual everybody seems to be treating it at about 20 to 25 cents when you actually do it on the Facebook page.
Yeah. And it'll come back up once it's taking hold. So many of these coins have got a really good future, and people look at it and go, "Oh, that's worth 20 cents." I mean, who cares? But the point is, 20 cents now, $20 next year is 100 times your money. That's what you're looking for.
That's it. And yeah, now they've got, as I was saying, they've got the Android app, which is out of beta now, and it's the full version. The iOS one, they're still playing on that. There's also now the actual there's a desktop one, and there's the web wallet as well. So it's it's all happening. It's all happening. They're I think next week I've got to finalise it. We're going to get not sure who. We're going to get one of the guys. Might be David Higgins. It'll be one of the guys we're going to get on here, and we're going to run you through the wallet and once again talk about the progression of that and what's happening there. And we're going to do, hopefully if it works, a live QR code wallet-to-wallet transaction on air. So
cool. Sounds
We'll
good.
see. We'll see. My only concern is I don't know how when you hold a phone up to the yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if
Mine
if your
was too
QR,
white to see anything.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if your QR code will handle internet transmission.
You might have to just do a screen share of that one.
So we'll see. But yeah, it's all happening, and you got to once again bear in mind everybody who's doing all this stuff, they're volunteering. All the wallets, all the coding, everything that's been done is all volunteered time, and you know, it's making it happen. So
Striker was saying he rendered some hashing power off a server, mined 1,300 Australia coins with 10 cents each, and submitted a feature list for a point of sale system for his mobile shop that will accept Australia coin at first and maybe some other coins later on. But he's really interested in getting Australia coin support for people who turn up to buy his product.
well, yeah, I mean, as we were talking about last week, you know, there's ATMs and there's all sorts of stuff you can use for you can put. Well, actually, one of these shops that I was talking about actually is getting an Australia coin ATM put in.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Sounds cool.
I'm just trying to remember the website. So go and see him and ask him about his.
Have a bit of a chat.
Yeah, ask him which is the best way to go.
Yeah. So visit our website at aussietechcrypto.com. That's AUSSIE, techcrypto.com. Send us an email from the Contact Us form or jump into the Discord. There's a link on there to talk to us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. This show is a part of the Aussie Tech Heads podcasting network. You can listen to us at aussietechradio.com. We're not licensed advisors, so please don't invest your life savings in anything we say on the show. You can contact us at feedback@aussietechcrypto.com. Visit the website aussietechcrypto.com. Thanks for listening to Aussie Tech Crypto. Tune in each week for more fun and information.